Everyone. It's another week and time for another video about Cortex. So in today's video, I actually don't have a flashy new feature for you, but I do have something that is, in my opinion, at least as important. But before we get to that, I want to remind everyone that every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, um, I host the Cortex users group. Basically, what that is an hour that I set aside for all of you to ask any questions that you might have, whether you're using Cortex, thinking about using Cortex, planning to use Cortex, curious about Cortex. And it's not just me, but other people who are in any of those categories as well. So completely transparent, no question is off the table. If you want to know something about how Cortex works or how it might work for you or how it's working for someone else, um, that's exactly what this is there for. So again, 10 a.m. every Tuesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time every Tuesday. It's a Zoom meeting. And there's a link down in the description below to request an invite for that. So I hope to see you all there. So now let's talk about performance, specifically uh, speed and that sort of thing. Now, all of us being Cherwell users were very familiar with how slow Cherwell can get. Um, and we might even be kind of used to that. Um, but I'm not okay with that. I want to make sure that Cortex is as performant as possible, not just now, but as we continue to add features on into the future, as Cortex grows and expands into more and more of what it can be. Um, Performance is something that I'm really going to be focusing on um, because I think that is something that Cherwell kind of neglected as things went on. There obviously are some performance constraints that we just can't get away from. Things like your SQL database, if there's a lot of data there, some queries are just going to take a while. Um, and then network latency, there's only so much we can do there. But that being said, there are aspects of the system, the configuration and the definitions that we know how they're going to be structured so we can anticipate the sorts of manipulations that we're going to have to be doing with those. And we can kind of anticipate what performance bottlenecks are going to exist and proactively defend against them. So uh, I'm gonna try to demo uh, that Cortex is faster. Maybe it'll come through in the demo in the video, maybe not, but hopefully we'll see that things are a little bit quicker. So just clicking on the list of business objects, I feel like that's a little bit snappier. Um, that grid definitely came up a lot quicker than it has in the past. And then going to a specific record, there is a lot of data involved there and a lot of different relationships that need to be pulled. So that is always going to be a little bit more sluggish, but I still feel like that happens even quicker than it used to in previous versions of Cortex. Um, so uh, you might be asking, well, why does that matter? Um, and that's a great question, right? From an audit perspective, like you don't necessarily care how long it takes to pull back a specific record. You just care that it pulls back that specific record and that it's correct, right? So yes, that's absolutely our top priority is making sure that the data that you see is the data that's in the database, that it's a faithful reproduction of what you've defined previously in Cherwell, and that you're seeing the same thing in Cortex that you need to be seeing from an audit and compliance perspective. So this doesn't distract from that. This is in addition to that. But in my opinion, details matter. These little details really make a big difference. They make a difference in user perception of the product, and kind of make the difference between feeling like it's a product that solves a particular problem and versus a product that you really want to use, that you potentially even fall in love with some products. I don't expect Cortex in its current form. Nobody enjoys audits, right? That's not. I don't want you to fall in love with the process of compliance and audits. Maybe you do. Maybe you're in that camp. Um, but I do want you to feel like Cortex is a piece of software that you do enjoy using, that you don't get frustrated at. Um, and those details really make a difference. So in addition to performance, some of the things that we'll be looking at are even the usability. I could point to specific examples in the UI that I'm not a particularly huge fan of, um, but I won't. Um, they exist, they function. That's the priority, making sure that they work. Once we're sure that they work, then we can start making them easier to use, faster, more performant. Because if we do it the other way around, we start making things faster and more performant. We spend all that time uh, going down those rabbit trails. Uh, if it's not something that's actually useful, we've just wasted a bunch of time. So we want to make sure that we're building the features that make Cortex incredibly useful to you, but then make them performant, easy to use, a joy to use, intuitive to use. Um, and with all that being said, if we have fallen short of the mark, if we've missed the mark, um, absolutely don't be shy with your feedback. Certainly, if you want to see a feature, let us know. There's plenty of links down in the description below uh, to talk to me, schedule some time on my calendar. Love to hear your thoughts. Love to hear your uh, opinions, feature requests, that sort of thing. Um, but if there's something you think we could do better, certainly let us know that as well. Um, in multiple videos and in the videos that I've done with Mike Fuson over at Excalibur, we've mentioned that Cortex is at this point is almost, maybe not exclusively, but majority driven by customer feedback or partner feedback. So the things that people ask about are the things that we build, and the way that you're asking about them inform the way that we're building them, and that's never going to change. That's always going to be the case. We're always going to be building things to serve you, our customers, and to enable you all to do what you do that much better, that much faster, that much more easily, because that's what we're all about, and that's ultimately that's what the vision of Cherwell was all about from the very beginning as well. It wasn't just about building a better IT service desk platform. It was about I think the tagline that Cherwell had for a while was accelerating organizational purpose, um, and that's I feel like that's what every company's um, motto or slogan should be, right? We should all be building tools to enable you to do what you do better, faster, more efficiently, more reliably, that sort of thing. So that's what Cortex is going to be. So feedback is important to that. Um, Hopefully, I've said that. Have I said that feedback is important, and we'd love to hear your feedback? If I haven't, there's links down below where you can send your feedback to me. You can book time on my calendar. Um, you can also schedule time to see Cortex on your data, because seeing it in our demo environment, uh, yes, we can show that it's Cortex works on a very specific data set. Um, and even in some of the videos, I've created new configuration in Cherwell and then shown Cortex working on that configuration. So there's that as well. But nothing compares to actually seeing Cortex running on your data, on your configuration, um, and seeing that. I think there's just something exciting that demos just can't capture. So let's make that happen for you. Either reach out to us with the links down in the description, reach out to one of our partners. You can see those listed on our website, which conveniently enough is also linked down below. And if you have any questions, leave a comment. Like this video, subscribe, all the standard YouTube stuff. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. But hopefully also tomorrow in the users group.